Hello everyone. Today Fitness with Sao is going to present something slightly different, and that is my thoughts on the new Hunger Games movie. I have actually made an opinion video on all of this has to be in the Hunger Games prequel movie some time ago. I think most of you have not watched it. So, this is going to be based on what we know so far. Now, what I know so far is that I'm late in making this video because most of the main cast has already been cast. The two biggest pieces of news that came recently, that is Viola Davis as cast as Ballad. I was really looking forward to who they would cast for her. So I was like, she doesn't look like how I mentioned Gal, but okay, listen to one movie of hers and then, okay. One clip and yep. She'd be good. Viola is 57, which is basically, based on math, kind of the minimum age that Dr. Gall has to be, as implied by the book. In fact, she's going to be playing someone a little bit older than she is. I imagine she was 64 or 65. Okay. Now, the piece of news that came slightly before that is Peter Dinklage is going to be Casca Highbottom. This is very, very interesting because nobody imagined that that Casca Highbottom was a short guy. But there's only two ways to go about his name. Either make him an actually high-bottom guy, or make it ironic, making him a short guy. There's only two ways. Right? What I'm really looking forward to is his acting. Here's the funny part. Ballad Nagal was supposed to be Casca Highbottom's college professor, but Peter Dinklage is only 4 years younger than her. So, well, he is supposed to be prematurely aged. Now, third thing, most of the main characters are out, but there's a few that aren't out yet. Facet, Velverine, and Sabine from District 2. Those guys aren't out. I don't think Circa from District 3 is out. I think Teswe has been casted. I'm not sure if Mizan has been casted. Hai and Sol, Otto and Ginny from Districts 5 and 6. These aren't important characters, but I remember all their names. What I do like is that both the District 7 and District 8 have been casted. Those guys are pretty important. District 8, I was interested how they picked a disabled person because it's not exactly what I envisioned, because I imagined him having both arms. But he actually fits the character better than what I envisioned. Now, he is a soccer player, the guy that plays the guy from District 8. I do not recall his name right now, the actor's name. But he does have to be fast enough to catch up to a relatively physically fit, two physically fit 18-year-olds at like a younger teenage age, so it makes sense. I just can't wait to see him, because Bobbin is a very important character. He's very important. I think he explains exactly why District 8 was treated so badly in the main series. I'm pretty sure he explains exactly why that is. So yes, Bobbin has been picked. Has District 9 been picked? I doubt it. District 10 and 11 and 12. Of course they've been picked. Now what I've been interested in is that in the book, Sejanus is associated with Marcus. Marcus, who's his classmate from District 2. The guy that they picked for Sejanus, who actually fits his character very well, this really hot, well-built guy that everyone's gonna love, is actually Rachel Zegler's boyfriend, Josh Andrews Rivera. This is actually a good thing in this cast. He might be in with District 12, as in he is in real life. But here, he's going to speak with Marcus. Now, one thing I'm not satisfied by, the guy that plays Marcus is supposed to be ridiculously strong. Marcus is supposed to be strong. That's his main thing. Strong and unwilling. The guy that plays him, he looks pretty tough, but I mean, he needs to tone up a bit. But yeah. Actually pretty credible to play that. So, that is what we know so far. Now, here is my opinion on how the movie should be adapted. Here's the thing, right? The book is a very long book in 3 parts. First part is the pre-games, in the games, and post-games. The first picture that came out with Rachel Zegler on, with Lucy Gray on Snow's lap, that's obviously in the post-games, quite obviously. You can see the crew cut, which means he's a peacekeeper. You can see that they're obviously in a grassy meadow. That kind of scene, I know, that only comes when they get in District 12 after she wins, because I've read the book. Okay, but here's what they need to do. They need to shorten the first part and need to focus on the games, because the games are what can be made much, much better in a film. Yeah, it can be portrayed much more excitedly in a film, even in a low-budget film. This is not a low-budget film. Even in a low-budget film, the games themselves are what are much more exciting to watch than just reading them, right? So what I think is that it has to filter through your head. You read the whole book, whatever sticks around in your head, I hope that's what Michael Wesley and the rest have been writing, whatever sticks in their head, because it's not paced perfectly, the book itself. So the pre-games, that can be in 10 minutes, honestly, right? Destroyed by war, they lost their money, they got a girl to train, and the girl comes in. That's 10 minutes, maybe 15 more minutes for like the assignments, them having to interview to get up to people, etc., etc. That's 20 minutes. I don't care if this movie is 5 hours long, but the others do. So spend at most 30 minutes before we get to the games. That's what I'm going to tell you. Or at least to the surprise before the games, the first kill. At most 30 minutes. The games themselves better be at least 1.5 hours. And then the post-game. You see, the post-game's kind of blotchy. Let's see. He gets sent out of college, becomes peacekeeper in 12, does some stuff with Lucy Gray. His friends try to escape. He ends up telling on them and getting them killed. He tries to escape. He remembers he qualified to be an officer. Comes back. Had some stuff with the catching the Mockingjays. Right? He gets there, becomes peacekeeper, catches the Mockingjays, sabotages his friend's Panem escape plan, qualifies to be an officer, escapes Panem. That's 7 main events. He gets back from escaping Panem after Lucy Gray disappears. Becomes game maker. That's 9 events, right? Each event could be like 3 or 4 minutes each. Seriously, 40 minutes for the post games, 30 minutes until the first kill. The games themselves are going to be what? The remaining part of the movie. It better be at least an hour and a half. 2 hours and 50 minutes seems to be standard, so yes. 40 and 40, those two for the post and pre-games, is going to make 80 minutes, 1 hour and 20 minutes. The games themselves are what you want to focus on. They better be an hour and a half long. That is how I would prefer it. That is. Now, this is a very solid plot book. It's actually hard to make a bad movie based on this book. Okay? It's actually hard. Now that said, I hope that Rachel Segler is practicing snake handling. See you there.